I'm Zoe. I talked to you in the last video about where your pelvic floor is and what it does, and now I'm going to talk to you about how to do pelvic floor exercises. So if you're currently pregnant, then you can either lie down on your side to do this or sit up in a chair as a beginner. If you're sitting in a chair, then you get the added kind of feedback of that you're doing it correctly, because what you should feel if you're doing it right is that your perineum, the area between your vagina and your back passage, you should actually feel like this is lifting up away from the chair. But lying down is fine as well, and for some people they find that easier to start off with. So it's basically that feeling like you're desperate for the loo, like you need to do a number one and a number two at the same time, and it's not convenient, so you squeeze your back passage and you squeeze your front passage as tightly as you can, and you lift up. So it should feel like a squeeze and lift of both those, that back and front passage. That's a basic pelvic floor contraction. It should never feel like you're pushing down, it should always feel like a drawing up internally. So that's the basic squeeze. To do pelvic floor exercises, once you've got the hang of that, then we ask you to do two different types. One is a hold, which is where you squeeze up as strongly as you can, and you keep it squeezed for about a count of 10 seconds, trying to keep your buttocks relaxed, your thighs relaxed, and your breathing relaxed. So you shouldn't be holding your breath. And ideally, once you've done a count of 10, then you would release, have 10 seconds rest, and then repeat that 10 times. So you do 10 lots of a 10-second hold. The second exercise is a quick one, which is where you squeeze as strongly as you can again, but this time only hold it for 1 second. So you do squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. And again, trying to do about 10 repeats of that. So it's 10 of the 10-second holding exercises, and it's 10 of the fast ones. And ideally, you would work through that 3 times a day during your pregnancy. There's some quite good apps out there now to help you remember. So the NHS Squeezy app is a really good one, which I think last time I checked was £2.99, and that will send you reminders to do the exercises, and it will time you doing it. So press start and it will time your holds. So yeah, that's quite handy. Yeah, there's plenty of free ones out there now as well. So yeah, have a search in your app store. But yeah, try and continue that throughout your pregnancy, so you can start any time. It's never too late to start working on your pelvic floor strength. And then postnatally, we advise that you wait until, if you had a catheter in your bladder, wait until that's been removed and you're passing urine normally. If you didn't have a catheter in your bladder, then wait until you've been for a wee and everything's fine there, and then start straight away. Because actually, if you had a vaginal delivery, we know that doing pelvic floor exercises will help. It will reduce your swelling if you have any swelling in that area, and it will help the muscle to heal faster. So start with just some very gentle squeezes, just almost like some like little pulses, and build up to doing your slow holds and your quick ones again, and continue that really until you, well, really for life. I mean, once you've had a baby, and to be honest, for women anyway, we should be, you know, exercising our pelvic floor. Just because it's an invisible muscle, it's still, like I said in my last video, has loads of really important functions, and you know, there's lots of reasons why we can get dysfunction in that muscle, and then it might stop us being able to run because we're leaking, or you know, having prolapse symptoms. So I'd suggest that you try and keep your pelvic floor really strong by doing those exercises regularly for life. It might be that you sit down on the tube and you do them, and that's the trigger to remind you to do them, or in those early postnatal days, or for as long as you're feeding your baby, you do them every time you feed. So that's a good reminder. And what I didn't say before actually was that you should work up to doing them in all positions. So while you start doing it lying down or sitting down, actually building up to standing is what we're aiming for, because the pelvic floor needs to work in all positions, not just sitting and lying down. Thanks very much.